Okay, not really, but the story they did write is unintentionally a little similar to a story I wrote before the show's initial release. So why am I making this video? It's because this story that I wrote, I want to be able to eventually release it in some kind of form, and I don't want to be called a plagiarist, or I don't want to have people say that my story is too derivative, or that I took too much inspiration. I did not even know about it when I made it. It wasn't out yet, okay? I wrote it before it started coming out. So, let me tell you a story. I, for the longest I guess this isn't too important, but for literally the longest time in my life, as long as I've been creative, and that's been pretty much all my life, I've rushed to try to make my creative works. I've rushed to put them out there because I feared this exact thing. I feared that if I didn't rush to get my works out there, that someone else would come up with those ideas and put them out there before me. And back when this show originally released back in 2023 or whatever, I saw it going around, and I saw the name of it. And the name, this isn't the only similarity, but it's all I knew back then. The name was similar to the name of my thing. And so I had kind of gotten afraid, and I kind of hated it for that, and the fact that it was successful. I was like 14 at the time, so being a little petty because they were successful for that and I wasn't. Not too important. Anyways, I saw the name, right, The Amazing Digital Circus, right? And I thought that name is kind of similar to the name I came up for my own thing that I started creating back in 2021. That's when I had the original idea of it. Well, one of the characters is from way back in 2019, but yeah, mainly from 2021. The name of my thing is the Cel Animated Project. You can see how the flow of that name and the way it sounds is kind of similar, right? It's four words. It's a 4-word title. They both start with the. They both describe like the form of media that the world exists in. You know, one describes things as being digital and things are existing in a digital way. The other one is describing things as a cell animation, right? It's physical. You know, if you know what a cell animation is, you know it's paper animation, right? And basically the idea of the show is not actually cell animated, but the idea is that the lore of it, anyway, the story, it takes place within a world that is cell animated, right? So I noticed those two similarities, and I thought, well, I saw the similarities. I saw how popular it was. I don't like chasing trends. I saw how successful it was, and me, because of all that, I'm like, you know what? I don't like this. And over the years, the hatement for it kind of built up, right? So I didn't really watch it until very recently, because I hated it, even though I didn't give it a fair shot, and that's stupid for me. But my girlfriend really loves it, so you know what, I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna finally watch this thing just to see what it was like. And once I watched it, I realized, wow, this thing has more in common than just a somewhat similar name. I'm not gonna pretend like these things are exactly the same. They're not at all. But they are similar enough in its major points that if I didn't clarify this, you would call me like a plagiarist, okay? So yeah, first there's the title. Second of all, let me explain the story, the main gist of it to you a little bit, my story. So basically, tell me if this sounds familiar at all. The world of which the characters take place in, it's all fake, right? It's a cell animated project. That's literally what it is. That's why it's called that. It's a cell animation. So they exist inside this fake world, and inside this, it's all gray. It's all depressing. It's kind of like hell. The characters are stuck there, and they can't leave, and they really want to leave, but there's this evil dude named Leafar. He's a skeleton, and he's like a godlike being, and he doesn't let them leave, right? And so this guy Leafar, who's a godlike being and super powerful, he's keeping them in this world, not allowing them to leave, and they can't die. It's a really dark and depressing show, and it covers some serious topics. Like they want to off themselves, but they can't. Right? It's not possible for them. So they're literally just stuck in this hellish world, and they can't get out of it. Tell me that overall plot line doesn't sound like the plot line to The Amazing Digital Circus, right? The false world, you know, the Cel Animated world, the digital world. Like, I saw it finally, and now I know all these things. Being set free, they both want to be set free. My characters want to be set free by dying. These characters want to be set free into the real world, because my characters aren't real people, they're just characters. And, well, technically, yeah, never mind. And I'm sorry if I'm looking here, like, I have my specific points in my head written down here. The godlike being refusing to let them leave. Mine is Leafar. Theirs is Kane and the whole corporation, I guess, right? You see how that lines up. And my thing, I might make it a game now, because I'm thinking maybe it works better as a game. But initially, when I came up with this story, I wanted it to be a YouTube animated series, just like that show. And I swear, I made this idea before the show came out, right? It came out in 2023, right? I think. Pretty sure. 2023. I know the first episode came out in 2023. I don't know if there was anything else before that, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know how long they were planning it, but, you know, that doesn't really matter, because that's all private stuff. So obviously I can't take information from something that's private, and neither can they. That's why I'm not accusing them of actually stealing. I'm just saying I don't want to be told that I'm taking work. So I started working on it in 2021. Like I said, it's literally very similar plot points, as you can see. The more specific things within the story are different, right? Completely different. But the overall plot points are similar. Let me think. So yeah, I've been planning this for a while. I will leave videos as evidence. You can check them. They're YouTube videos that I made, like trailers, announcements, stuff like that. I'm gonna be honest. I do plan on making it at one point, but I haven't most of this time because, well, one, I was a little kid when I came up with it, and two, I procrastinated a whole bunch. But I really do plan on making it at some point. I want to, because I care about this very deeply. But yeah, I will link videos in the description as proof that this has existed this entire time, and I'm not just making all this up to be like, they stole my work or whatever. Alright, you will see the videos there. They will be from like 2022. I don't think there's any of 2021, but that is when I came up with it. I came up with it in October of 2021. I remember that much for sure. I think the videos will be from like 2022, 2023. I think I did a live stream once talking about this exact thing, so probably some plot points. You can check the live stream out. So yeah, I want to make this story. I don't want to be told that I took work. And maybe that goes to show that I don't want to say it's a bad story, and I don't want to call them bad writers, but maybe looking at this, maybe it's not the most like original story in the first place, and it's kind of a whatever story, because I managed to come up with it when I was 12 years old, 13, 12, almost 13. Yeah. So that's about it. Please, when I make this show or video game or whatever it's going to be, don't say I copied them, because I did not, okay? Alright. See ya.